guys, good morning. So we're over here on the west side of our property, right where we just put this new area in with the brick walkway. I've planted a few things in this corner so far, but I'm getting ready to plant this grouping of pinpoint blue cypress. I want this whole corner to be pretty heavy with winter interest. I've planted a couple. There's a red tip Norway spruce right here. I've got a weeping Colorado blue spruce over there on the other side for some blue interest. I think that these are going to create a beautiful, dramatic vertical element because these grow about 15 to 20 feet tall and only get about 5 to 6 feet wide. So they'll create that drama without taking up an enormous amount of real estate down below. We do have a weeping Alaskan cedar back here, which you can see is not planted yet because I've been avoiding it. Check out how big of a hole we have to dig. So I'm just kind of procrastinating on the planting of this one. It's a gorgeous tree though. It's going to be back toward the corner, just maybe like a foot or two more. So that'll be our very back layer. Then I've got a spring snow crabapple and a Chanticleer pear, autumn brilliance serviceberry right here. And then our other evergreen interest so far is the North Pole arborvitae hedge. And you can see that I was able to find a few more North Pole arbors to finish up our hedge all the way to the birch tree here. My mom was finally able to order some of these in at the garden center, so we snapped them up right away. So they will catch up. It's going to look a little funny for a little bit, but they'll catch up with the others, and then we'll have a nice green wall all the way to the birch, and then all of this will be heavily planted to where you won't see the ending of the hedge, you'll see the top of it, but this will be so heavily planted that it'll just kind of disappear behind whatever ends up here. So this pinpoint blue is a zone 5 through 7, and they're actually native to Oregon and California, and they've been known as the Port Orford cedar. But I just love their feathery, ferny looking texture and that kind of cool blue color that they provide. One thing you do need to know about these is they do require excellent drainage. You don't want to put them in any low-lying areas where water pools or in really like heavy clay soil that holds on to a lot of water. I think this is going to be a perfect spot because as you can see, the landscape slopes down right here. So all the water will kind of like run away from the root balls of the plants. And we have brown irrigation tubing, drip tubing underneath all of this mulch. And usually if I have a water hungry plant like the birch tree, I'll run even extra emitters to those root balls. But with these, I'll just allow the brown tubing to do the job and it should be fine. We get really, really hot here. So I think the amount of irrigation these will get will be perfect, but it's just something that we have to adjust from year to year, depending on if they're newly planted, you know, they need a little extra water. And then every year past that, it's less and less as they get more established. So anyway, I think what I'm going to do is get them in the ground and then we'll take a look and see how the area looks. All three of them are in. I think they look so great. I can't wait to see them grow, and I think they'll really like this spot because one, the drainage is really good, and two, they'll get enough sun. They like either full sun or part sun. I would say a minimum of at least 6 hours to keep them really happy. And I think the way that they're planted in this trio is kind of perfect. I was really concerned only with two views. So the one when you're walking down the brick pathway, and then also the one when you're coming down our driveway, which is right in front of me. I wanted to be able to see all of them individually, but I also wanted to stay away from everything else that's in this area so there wasn't too much competition in the end. And I didn't want the front one to come out too far at maturity. So at maturity, it'll probably be about here, which gives me a little bit of space for one more layer down of plants, which I think will be a nice softer transition instead of just pathway and then something super tall. I think while we're out here, we're gonna go ahead and try to tackle planting this right here because we've got all of our stuff out. And I did want to get the North Pole arborvitaes in the ground as well. I wanted to talk about these just a little bit because they're another really great option like the cypress for a narrow evergreen planting, which are kind of hard to find. It's hard to find really beautiful evergreens that stay small enough. And we chose these specifically because they only grow about 3 to 5 feet wide at maturity. And as you can see, if you look down the lane here, we don't have an enormous amount of space for them to grow. So I thought it would be perfect, and they've done so well. So we planted these, I think 2 summers ago when it was 104 degrees outside, which I do not recommend you doing, but we only lost 1, which is amazing. Usually when you're planting that many of anything, you'll have some loss just from either shock, you know, from transitioning, you know, from pot to ground. You might have a gopher come through and disrupt the root system. Your drip system might not be working in certain areas. So whatever the case may be, I feel like that ratio was excellent. And they grow about 10 to 15 feet tall, so it's going to create this beautiful green wall back here. And I just wanted to continue that on like I kind of explained earlier. But they stay this nice green color, and they're just a fast grower. When we planted these, they only came about right above this rail right here, the second rail down. And you can see on this one how much growth it's put on. So it was only about this tall, it's put on this much growth. And they've at least doubled, if not more, in width. So I'm just really pleased with how these have done. They actually lasted through our really bad winter here too, right? Yeah, they did. They went through our really bad winter where we had 52 inches of snow and negative 17-degree temperatures. And look at them. They're still thriving and doing excellent. So I'm excited to get these in the ground so that this area is kind of buttoned up for now.
Oh, there goes the camera.
Take the camera.
Yeah, I got it.
We got it all planted, except I'm not sure how much of the planting of this cedar you just saw because we accidentally knocked Aaron's camera over right in the middle of planting it. And it was a beast to dig the hole big enough for this plant. I'm so glad it's in the ground. We were taking turns digging the hole, make sure there was enough room for it. And we did toss some Biotone starter fertilizer in the hole as well as all of the holes for everything we planted today. So we went ahead and planted 5 of the North Pole arborvitaes on this side of the birch, and we took a tape measure to get our spacing right. We measured how far apart we spaced the other ones. It was about 40 inches, so that's how we spaced these. We had a couple left over. I overbought a little bit, so we decided just to carry the hedge just a little bit further. I'll go get one more, and so we'll have a little trio right here, and I just think that'll be a nice green wall that will kind of disappear. That's what I want to have happen. I kind of want this wall of arbs just to disappear in the background and really set apart everything that's in front of it. So anyway, I hope you guys found this video interesting, or maybe you got some ideas from it for something that's really good for a small area in your garden, for a screening plant. The cypress or the arborvitae, they're both really good for that. Really good as a dramatic kind of accent as well. I mean, you don't have to plant them in a row. You can plant them in a little grouping like this for just a really huge impact planting in the years to come. I think it's really pretty even now though. I'm excited to get some more color in here, and it's really fun just to plant this whole thing just mixed with some deciduous trees with different colors for fall, and then a lot of evergreens as well so that it looks pretty all year round. And I'm sure Aaron's going to come out here with Christmas lights this year. It'll be interesting to see what he does. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.